my 2016 Mark 7 Golf R. I am building this to be faster than a supercar, and you are watching Answered.
All right, Adam, before we can get into the future of this car, because you're going to go stage 3,
Yes.
I want to know the past.
Okay.
Why a Golf R? Was there any other car that you were looking at? Were you thinking maybe Mark 7 GTI, Mark 6, spend the money for a huge build there? Or did you go straight into the Golf R?
Straight into Golf R. My first experience with these was back in England when they were very first released, and I basically fell in love with them because the company that I was working with, that I was taking pictures for, with just a stage 1 tune, bear in mind we have much better fuel in the UK, so we get a bit more power.
Okay.
But just a stage 1 tune, they did a sub 4 second 0 to 60. And I was like, holy crap. And that's in a car that looks like your grandma would drive it to the grocery store.
Yeah.
Like, you know, don't get me wrong, I love this car, but when you get them stock, they don't look any different to the GTI. And honestly, the GTI doesn't look that much different to
the Golf,
the regular one. So if you didn't know what you were looking for, you wouldn't know what it was. And that's honestly part of the reason why I wanted to do this build in particular.
So you like the sleeper appeal?
I do. I like the fact that if you don't know what you're looking for, it just blends in. But if you do know what you're looking for, then you kind of go, that's something special.
And because of the all-wheel drive in the Golf R, that's how you can get those crazy 0 to 60 times and actually put all the power down, right?
All-wheel drive, DSG transmission. I mean, these gearboxes are fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, people said, oh, why didn't you get a manual? It's like my last car, I had a supercharged BMW Z3, or Z3 as you call them. And that thing was manual. I loved it. I've always loved driving manual cars. I hate like slush box automatics, but the paddle shifters, it just adds to that like experience and that kind of, you know, you can just downshift and go. I don't know, I love it.
It's so quick, it's a great transmission. I have a video on my channel about why I got a DSG when I had my Mark 6 GTI. Okay. And it's the only non-stick car I've had. It's a great transmission. It just shifts super fast, it's super convenient in traffic and just, you know, clunking. We live in Southern California, there's a lot of traffic here. And the downshifts sound awesome.
They do.
And you get DSG Farts. Now, I have a YouTube channel where I talked all about my Mark 6. You have a YouTube channel where you're essentially building up this car and going through all the modifications and the story of it. So tell me about your channel and about who you're partnering with, what the plans are for this Golf R.
For sure. So my YouTube channel is basically my adventures. So it's things that I love to do. Obviously, I'm not from here, as you can probably tell from my accent. I moved here 5 years ago from England, and I have been so lucky. Well, not lucky, because I feel like you kind of make your own luck.
Yeah, you work hard.
But I have had so many great opportunities to do phenomenal things since I've lived here. And stuff that I know that when I was living back in England, I would just have like given my right arm to do. And so I wanted to share that with people who perhaps aren't in a position where they can do this kind of thing, or would love to be in the position, more importantly, and just don't know how to do it or don't have that like motivation. And so my whole thing with my YouTube channel is I want to empower people to go find their everyday adventure and go out and do fun stuff. And like the time is now. There's never been a better time to do what you want to do. And so that's kind of the ethos behind my YouTube channel. Now, obviously, one of the things that I love to do is modify cars. And so this, when I bought this, I was approached by the guys at Precision Motorworks. So Jeff hit me up on Instagram and he was like, hey buddy, this is what we do. Like, we build these cars. So if we can get involved in this project in any way possible, please let me know. And I'm like, all right, this guy's 8 hours north of me. It's probably not going to work out, but I appreciate the offer. So I get on the phone with Jeff and we talk for literally 4 hours the first time we spoke. Like, we spoke till 11 o'clock at night. He's into his watches. He does like modified Seikos, which I'm into. Like, we have so much in common, and he is just such a genuine, decent human being. I mean, he's like family to me now. And so after I spoke to him, I was like, do you know what? It's going to be worth trailering this all the way up there to have them do the work on it, because I feel like they are such good people and they're so aligned with what I want to do. So once that came into play, he then introduced me to the guys at 034. 034 offer everything for this platform and all the other Volkswagen Audi stuff. And so I was just like, do you know what? This couldn't have been a better synergy. So I had a few calls with the guys at 034, spoke to Jeff, and before long I was trailering this thing up behind my van up to San Jose, and we did the... Oh, it is, isn't it? Isn't that funny? Yeah. So you know exactly what I'm talking about.
There's not much to do in San Jose, but if you're a VW or Audi guy, there's a lot of good things that can happen in San Jose.
Great driving roads. The road up to Alice's and down
35,
to like Santa
84,
Cruz.
1,
Yeah, we did that drive and it was beautiful. Yeah. So basically, the YouTube channel is just kind of documenting my adventures and what I do, and building this is part of it, because I've kind of dubbed this the Supercar Slayer, because where I live in Newport Beach, there are Ferraris and Lamborghinis and McLarens and every supercar you can think drives by my house every day, and I'm not yet in the position where I can afford one. I'm working on it, but I'm not quite there yet. And so I was like, what can I build that I can afford that is going to allow me to go and play with these guys? And so it ended up being this, and with the partners and everything involved, we are definitely on our way to achieving the goal.
So you walked us through all the modifications right now, which are stage 2. Can you walk me through what the difference was in the first tune, right? Let's say someone's watching this, they have a Golf R, it's stock. What's the first mod you recommend?
Ooh, software. First mod, definitely software. So if you just wanted to get your best bang for your buck out of a Golf R or a GTI, then I would say get a tune, because it's super easy. You walk in, you give them your money, you leave and your car is faster. That's it. No one can tell that you've done it. It doesn't make it get any louder if you don't want it to, but you get instant power gains and a huge smile on your face when you walk out. So that is the best bang for buck, is that stage 1 tune. Then I would say get an exhaust, because, I mean, as you can hear from this thing, like, I mean, I have the pop and burble tune, which is a stage 2 thing. You have to have the exhaust to do that. But, I mean, I'm sure there are tuners doing it on stage 1, but your catalytic converter doesn't really like it. So you basically get an exhaust on your car, you get that little bit of fruitiness, it gives you, you know, like, when you put your foot down, you get that kind of like visceral, you get that experience, you know what I mean? And it just adds to the driving pleasure of owning one of these. Because like I said, stock, the fact they have to play fake engine noise into the car to make it sound sporty.
Good enough.
And I get it, it's a 4-cylinder engine, they don't sound the best, but you can definitely do things to kind of liven them up a little bit.
And are you running more boost with this tune than stock?
Yes. So we are basically maxed out on the stock turbo. So we're running 25 PSI. I don't know what the stock turbo runs from the factory. But yeah, this tune that we're running on this is pretty much safely pegging out the stock turbo. So we actually didn't see, from stage 1 to stage 2, we didn't see any peak horsepower gains because they don't want to blow this turbo up. Obviously, I don't want to blow this turbo up. Now, there probably are tuners that would run a bit more boost, and that's fine, but the whole ethos behind this car is like OEM plus, right? I want it to feel like it's just come straight out of the factory. I don't want
reliable Supercar Slayer.
Exactly,
And what's your fuel economy like? Because you're pushing a ton of power. Are you like in the 20 mile per gallon range now?
It depends. So like, you know, if I downshift to 3rd now and I put my foot down, my instant goes to 6. so I go down into the single figures. And then if I cruise, like coming over here on the freeway, I was in auto mode, I had the valves closed on the exhaust, I was in economy, I had my AC running, and I was getting 28 to the gallon.
Nice.
So it's a great kind of all-around car. It'll do the fast stuff when you want it to, but then also it will cruise quietly, nicely, comfortably with the AC on when you want it to do that too.
Can we open the valves for a second?
Sure.
To get what that sounds like from the inside?
So
just hit a button there.
Yeah, so I have you can do it a few ways. So I have the remote, which is just like a little remote with A and B. A is loud, B is quiet, or is it the other way around? Oh no, B is quiet, B is loud. Let's let these bikes come by. I'll give him some room.
Wow.
So there are those downshifts. So you get the little pops and bangs, and then when you get on it, so you kind of feel the DSG farts. It's like a fart transplant. It like puts it back into your butt. You feel it through your body. And this has a TCU tune on it too, which means that it's definitely, it shifts a lot quicker. And when it shifts quicker, it shortens those farts. So they sound more like cracks. Because on the stock car, they can be a little bit like, and I don't like it. But yeah, when you have the TCU tune on it as well, you definitely get them to be like nice little cracks.
Is this a good daily car?
Sorry, I can't hear you. I'm driving fast.
Is this a good daily car? Would you recommend this to someone who's, single or, just usually two people in the car?
1,000%.
Like to do road trips?
1,000%. Yeah, these are phenomenal cars. Like I said, I can knock it into auto. We'll take it out of race mode. We'll put it, and now we're cruising. And now you don't hear anything. And when I let off, there's no pops and bangs because that's only enabled in race mode. So now you take your grandma and have a conversation with her, and it's completely sedate, and you'll get 28 miles to the gallon.
The trunk space is great because it's a hatch.
Trunk space is great.
Back seat space? How tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
Okay, so if someone was maybe like 5'5", and they were driving, you could fit a person behind them.
If someone's 5'5", you could probably get 3 people behind them.
Yeah, that's true. Not a ton of rear room, but you could fit a dog back there. For sure. As you do.
It's a great family car. Like if you had kids, like it'd be perfect. Kids. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, up to probably, I don't know, maybe 8 to 10 years old, they'd fit back there, no problem. So dads, if you're watching this and you're thinking, what can I get that the wife will let me have that I can still go out and flex on some, Mustangs and other fast cars?
Yeah.
Get one of these, get a software tune on it, don't tell the missus, and you'll be set.
Yes. If you're trying to convince her, show her this part now. Hi, miss, your husband is looking for a great, reliable family car that's also very safe and going to be fun to drive. If you're watching this, that means he definitely should get it, and if he's texting it to you, that means he's at the dealer right now picking one up.
100%.
And now back to the plans. Oh, someone on Reddit asked, what are the specs on your wheels?
These wheels are the 034, sorry, forgot. These are the 034, I think they're called ZTF01, but don't fact check me on that.
Okay.
But they're the only wheels currently that 034 offer for this platform. Well, actually, it's for multiple platforms.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's their first forged wheel. These are an 18-inch wheel, and they weigh 18 pounds, which is basically as light as you're going to find for an 18-inch rim. I didn't want to go 19 because I don't like big wheels and little skinny tires. Mm-hmm. So we went with the 18s with the chunky Michelin tires that are amazing. If you guys want the best road/track tires you can buy, the Michelin Pilot Sport 4-season PS4S, you won't find better. I will challenge anyone to find me a better daily/track tire. I'm putting that one out there.
Yeah. So and what's the sidewall on this tire?
I'm running I believe these are 245 40.
Okay.
I think 245 40
that would
18.
Make sense. Yeah, and the Porsche Macan runs a 40 on the large Spider wheels.
Okay.
So that makes sense. This is thick yet still slim, and it's comfortable in here.
Yeah,
like, this is a really
it's not a crashy ride. I'm on the 034 lowering springs, so I dare say once I get the Bilsteins on here, the B16s, then it will be slightly more kind of planted and firm feeling. But I think I'm not building this to be my super comfortable daily that I have to keep the wife happy.
Yeah.
I'm single, all I got to keep happy is myself, and so I don't mind putting coilovers on. As a great in-between stock and coilovers, these lowering springs with the rear trailing arms, that's another huge upgrade to the suspension. That just makes all the difference.
Yeah. So in the future, if I were to see this car after the stage 3 is done, it's going to have no back seats.
Correct.
It's going to have a totally different turbo.
Correct.
It's going to have a new tune.
Correct.
It's going to be on coilovers. Mm-hmm. What am I missing?
It's going to have a half cage bolted in here because we're also going to do fixed bucket seats, which get this. So again, with the whole OEM Plus thing, so I'm getting some custom-made Status Racing seats, and not only are they going to be fixed buckets, which people might go, oh, it's not going to be comfortable. Well, you're going to lose your heated seats. No, I'm not. They offer fixed bucket seats with a heater element in them, which we are going to wire into the standard heated seat button here. So I'm going to retain my heated seats while being able to have full, I don't know if I'm going to get the FIA approved ones because I'm not going to competitively race, but certainly I'm going to get track approved fixed bucket seats and harnesses, but I can still keep my butt warm when it's cold.
Nice.
Yeah. So we'll do that. What else are we doing? Might do some little like neon yellow accents. As you can probably tell, I like neon yellow. So we might do some neon yellow accents here and there as well. I'm undecided on that because I do love how it looks as a sleeper. But I think you've pretty much covered it. Like the turbo is big, you know, that's going to give the biggest gain here, because we're essentially out of boost now to make any more power. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Oh, bigger intercooler. We're gonna. So right now it's on stock intercoolers as well, and we're at that sort of upper limit of what the stock intercoolers will comfortably do. So we're going to do a big front-mounted intercooler, and I'll probably throw a radiator in there as well, just because. Yeah.
Well, sweet, Adam. Thank you so much for walking me through the Golf R, my first experience in one. An awesome build so far, and hopefully we'll have an update video with stage 3 and a very different powered and still similar looking OEM plus Supercar Slayer that's still reliable and safe, Mrs.
Yes, safe, wifeys. It's definitely going to be a safe car. Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. You're welcome anytime to come back and film it again. I'd love to show you once it's done.
And if you guys want to see more of Adam's car and his life in general, his everyday adventures, check it out on his channel, linked below. There's also a card somewhere up here. And what's your Instagram for the people who want to follow?
So it's just my name, Adam Swords, ADAMSWORDS, like the weapon, but 2 of them.
Awesome. See you guys.